Day 17 is here. It's our 30-day English vocabulary challenge to start 2021 right. We're learning 105 words from the academic word list. Words that will help you have sophisticated English conversations. Words you'll need to know if you're preparing for the IELTS or TOEFL exams. I've been watching the posts you've been making about this challenge. It's incredible, inspiring. Make up a sentence to a word you learn and post it on social. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to download the study guide that goes with this 30-day challenge. You can do that by clicking here or the link in the video description. Learn the words, ace the quizzes. You've got this. Our first word today is derive. Derive. Derive, a two-syllable word with second syllable stress. Let's talk about how this word is different from drive. D-R-I-V-E. Derive. Derive. The difference is pretty subtle, isn't it? Derive. Drive. The unstressed syllable is so short, it can almost sound like drive, as in drive a car, but you do want a D releasing into an I vowel, even if it's short. Derive. Derive. In the other word, drive, since there's no vowel between D and R, we have a DR cluster, and it's very common to pronounce DR as JR. So rather than drive, it's more common to hear that drive. Do you hear that J sound? Drive. You won't hear that in derive because there is a quick vowel between the D and the R. Derive. Drive. Derive is a verb. It means to take or get something from something else, to come from something. The river derives its name from a Native American tribe. Let's look again up close and in slow motion. Derive. 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 And now we'll go to Youglish for 5 examples.
What advantage does he derive from doing that?
Derive an advantage. Get something good for himself by doing that. He's getting something that he wants by taking some action.
What advantage does he derive from doing that?
Here's another example.
Do you derive inspiration from Ella?
Derive inspiration. Do you feel excited to do something because of her? Do you get inspired by her?
Do you derive inspiration from Ella?
Here's another example.
The math to do this takes a while to derive.
Takes a while to derive. In math, this word means to obtain something from something else, to get a function or equation from another sequence, for example, by differentiation. This probably won't mean much to you if you haven't done higher level math, but the core of the definition is the same: to get something from something else.
The math to do this takes a while to derive.
Another example.
If you're an extrovert, you derive energy from being around other people.
Which one are you? An extrovert who gets energy from being around people, or an introvert who gets energy from being alone? Where do you derive or get your energy? I myself am an introvert. I have to have downtime by myself.
If you're an extrovert, you derive energy from being around other people.
Our last example.
I find I derive far more pleasure and satisfaction when I share with others than when I hoard something for myself.
Sharing is the opposite of hoarding. If you hoard something, you're keeping it for yourself. I'm sure most of us would say the same as this guy. We can get more pleasure or happiness when we share than when we don't.
I find I derive far more pleasure and satisfaction when I share with others than when I hoard something for myself.
Our next word is indicate. Indicate. It's a verb. It means to show something, to direct attention to something, often by pointing. The map indicates where the treasure is buried. Let's look again up close and in slow motion. Indicate. 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 And now we'll go to English for 5 examples.
You had to indicate where you lived, what your occupation was.
She's probably using indicate to mean fill out a form or check a box to show where you live and what type of work you do. Indicate here means report or to write down something to show something.
You had to indicate where you lived, what your occupation was.
Here's another example.
The experience someone has is they indicate what they want to learn, and then the system starts to pitch questions at them.
He's talking about using software to learn. First, you indicate what you want to know. You show the computer what your interests are. You click a button or you type in a phrase. Then the software starts to pitch questions. It asks you more questions based on what you indicated at the start.
The experience someone has is they indicate what they want to learn, and then the system starts to pitch questions at them.
Here's another example.
He has a series of symbols, black symbols on white slates, that are supposed to indicate individual behaviors.
The man in the photo is training dolphins how to read. The black and white symbols that he shows the dolphins tells them or indicates what he wants them to do. For example, jump, go get something, and so on.
He has a series of symbols, black symbols on white slates, that are supposed to indicate individual behaviors.
Another example.
The colors on these maps indicate how fast carbon was taken in for every square meter of land.
The colors indicate. The colors show or illustrate. Indicate is a great word to use when you need to explain a graph, an image, or any set of data. What does the information indicate? What does it teach us?
The colors on these maps indicate how fast carbon was taken in for every square meter of land.
Our last example.
And the political system, as you indicate, has failed to deliver.
Indicate is also a synonym for say or explain. The man across the table from the speaker said that the political system has failed in some way. He indicated that. He said that.
And the political system, as you indicate, has failed to deliver.
Our last word today is principle. Principle. This word is a homophone. That means it sounds the same as this word. The other word, principal, means the chief or head of something. In America, we use it for schools. Each school has a principal, the head of the school. But on the academic word list, it's this word, principle. As a noun, it means a moral rule or belief that helps you know what's right and wrong and influences your actions. A basic truth or theory. A law or fact of nature. It's against my principles to cheat. As an adjective, it means very important or basic. My principal belief is not to cheat. Let's look again up close and in slow motion. Principle. 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 And now we'll go to English for 5 examples.
And the last principle I'll talk to you about is called look up, not down.
Here, principle means piece of advice or belief. He's speaking to a group of Google employees about the power of being yourself. So his talk is outlined by principles or moral rules that can help people be themselves.
And the last principle I'll talk to you about is called look up, not down.
Here's another example.
So if we can do this in animals, we can already see, in principle, a path towards doing this in human patients.
In principle is a common phrase. It's like saying in theory or because of this, we think that. She's talking about testing medicines on animals as a way to find a theory or fact of nature that can help scientists know how to use the same medicines with people.
So if we can do this in animals, we can already see, in principle, a path towards doing this in human patients.
Here's another example.
What is, in your mind, the principal obstacle that you have to overcome?
Here's the use of principle as a modifier. The principal obstacle is the most important obstacle, the thing that is standing in the way of reaching your goal, the biggest challenge to get past.
What is, in your mind, the principal obstacle that you have to overcome?
Another example.
Lastly, and the most important principle of them all is passion.
The usage of principle here is the first definition we looked at, belief. What's one of your most important personal principles? What beliefs affect how you act and make decisions?
Lastly, and the most important principle of them all is passion.
Our last example.
And while they're very different in many ways, they do kind of operate on the same principle.
In the same principle, or by the same principle, he means the organizations work under the same guidelines or rules. This is true for franchises across the world like Starbucks. Each location is a little different from the others, but overall, every Starbucks operates by the same basic principles.
And while they're very different in many ways, they do kind of operate on the same principle.
Seeing all the real-life examples can really help you understand how to use these words, can't it? I have a challenge for you now. Make up a sentence with one of these words, make a short video of your sentence, and post it to social media. Tag me and use the hashtag Rachel's English 30-Day Challenge. Don't be shy, you can do this. I've loved seeing what you've posted so far. Our next video comes out tomorrow at 10 a.m. Philadelphia time. Come on back to learn 3 more vocabulary words. In the meantime, keep your studies going with this video and check out my online courses at Rachel's English Academy. You'll become a more confident English speaker. And please do remember to subscribe. I love being your English teacher. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English.